Okay, hi everyone. Okay, for today, I'm going to continue our lesson about transport in plants. Okay, but before that, let us do some recall back, some recap about whatever we have learned previously. Okay, so if you guys remember, I do teaching about the definition of key terms. Okay, so the key terms that we have covered is about transpiration. So transpiration is referring to the loss of water from plant leaves by evaporation of water at the surfaces of the mesophyll cells, followed by diffusion of water vapor through the stomata. So in short, transpiration is referring to the water loss that happens in the plant through the process of also diffusion that takes place in the stomata. Okay, so the thing about transportation I will cover in our next online lesson about this. Okay, for transport in plants, there are two types of tissues being used to transport materials in plants. These two tissues can be found in the vascular bundles of the roots, stem, and also the leaves. So provided to you the picture here are the cross section, the transverse cut of the leaf, also the stem, and also the root. Okay, so for these two tissues are known as the xylem and the phloem. So the function of the xylem is to carry water, salts, and mineral salts, and the function is to provide support for the plant. And for phloem, its function is to carry food substances that is in form of sugar and also amino acids. Okay, so if you notice in leaf, the location of xylem and phloem is actually located in the main vein. Okay, so the xylem can be found on top, while the phloem is below. Okay, and then for the stem, it is arranged in a ring like this with the xylem inside and phloem outside. For the root, it is in form of the plus sign inside the root. Okay, with the xylem also inside, surrounded by the phloem. Okay, next. Okay, this one is also the elaboration about whatever I have said just now. The location of the vascular bundle in the leaf, in the stem, and also in the root. So you can, if you want to look into, meaning if you want to understand more, maybe you can read and then digest whatever information is provided to you here. Okay. Next one, the structure of the phloem tissue. So phloem tissue, it is actually a long tube that runs alongside the xylem tissue. So they are made up of long narrow tubes with perforated sieve plates. So perforated, it refers to the tiny hole that is present at the end of the plates, meaning on top and below alongside the phloem tissue. Okay, so the function, transport food nutrients like glucose and amino acids from the leaves to all parts of the plant in the process known as translocation. Okay, unlike the xylem, the phloem tissues are made up of living cells which contain cytoplasm but no nucleus, and its activities are controlled by companion cell next to it. So later on I will show you the diagram of the phloem tissue together with the companion cell that has the nucleus. Okay, however, these cells have no function in translocation. Okay, so this is it, the longitudinal section, companion cell. Okay, these are all the place, meaning the phloem tissue that runs along inside the plant. Okay, the longitudinal version and the transverse version. Okay, next one, for xylem tissue, it is made up of dead cells. Okay, they are very thick and they are made up of strong cellulose wall with a hollow lumen. So the inner walls of the cells have disappeared. So there would be a long open tube is formed. So the wall of the xylem vessels contain holes called pits. So here, these are all the pits, the little holes, which water will enter through. So through here, water will enter, and then it will later will be transported throughout the plant through the xylem vessel. Okay, so they are specialized to transport water and dissolve minerals from the roots to other parts of the plant. Other function is to help supporting the stem and strengthening it. Okay, so now I hope that everybody is clear about the function and the structure of the xylem vessel and the phloem vessel. Okay, next one, the mechanism of the water uptake in plants. The root hair cells form on young roots to increase the surface area of the roots for absorption of water and mineral ions, and also to provide anchorage for the plant. So the cell extension, the hair, increases the surface area of the cell to make it more efficient in absorbing materials. So there are two adaptations of the root hair cell in which they have large surface area and numerous in number, so that efficient absorption of water by osmosis and ions by active transport can take place inside the root hair cell. Okay, provided here is a diagram of how the root hair cell looks like with the nucleus in. This one is the photomicrograph of the root hair cell. Okay, so this one is a very famous and important diagram of the root hair cell that everybody has to know the shape and also the label. Okay, we have the cell wall, cell membrane, the vacuole, root hair, cytoplasm and nucleus. Okay, the process of water uptake by the root hair cells. The water enters the root hair by osmosis. So if you recall back for the first few, I think topic 3 or topic 4, right? You guys learn about the movement of substances. Osmosis only involving the movement of water. Okay, so through the roots also, water enter the roots by osmosis. So to create the potential gradient, the water potential in the soil must be higher than inside the cell, so that the water can enter from the soil into the root hair cell. As the water enters the cell, its water potential becomes higher than in the cell next to it. So water will move by osmosis into the next cell. So this process is repeated until water reaches the xylem, and water also passes from cell to cell along the cell wall. Okay, this is how it happens. The arrow shows the movement of water from the soil into the root hair cells, into the neighboring cells, until it reaching the xylem vessel. Water is drawn up the xylem vessel because transpiration is constantly removing water from the top of them. Okay. The passage of water through root, stem and leaf. Water passes through the root hair cells to the root cortex cells by osmosis, reaching the xylem vessels in the center. When water reaches the xylem, it travels up these vessels through the stem to the leaves. So this is how it happens through the steps illustrated here. Okay, the mature xylem cells have no content, so they act like open-ended tube allowing free movement of water through them. In leaves, water passes out of the xylem vessels into the surrounding cells in the mesophyll cells. And also, apart from water, mineral ions are also transported through the xylem. So mineral ions can be in form of like phosphate ion, nitric ion, all of that. Okay, continue on. The water vapor evaporating from a leaf creates a kind of suction, a transpirational pool, as water molecules are held together by cohesion. Water forms a column and is drawn into the leaf from the xylem. So this will create a transpiration stream pulling water up from the root. Xylem vessels act like tiny tubes drawing water up the stem by capillary action. The roots also produce a root pressure, forcing water up the xylem vessel. So the process of how it happens. So this one is describing about the process of what happened in the leaf. The water molecules leave the xylem vessels and move from cell to cell. By the time that the water molecules reaches these cells, it starts to be turning into a state of gas, which is known as the water vapor. So this water vapor is then evaporates into space behind the stomata and diffuses through the stomata into the surrounding air. Okay? Water in the leaf cells form a thin layer on their surface. The water evaporates into the air spaces in the spongy mesophyll. So this creates the transpirational pool. And then the water vapor will leave the leaf cells through the process of diffusion out of the stomata. Okay, what you guys have to know about stomata is it is being controlled by the gut cell. So this gut cell helps to control the opening and closing of the stomata. In light, the gut cell will take up water by osmosis and become turgid. So as they become turgid, it will make their inner cells to pull apart, so that opening up the pore. So meaning that the stoma will open. In darkness, the stoma is closed because the inner walls move together, closing the pore. Okay, so in short, during daytime, the gut cell will remain open, and nighttime it will close.